Is the stream working now? I think maybe the stream might be working now. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Eon. Oh, that's Twitch chat again. So I can see. Wait. So over on YouTube, I see Dan Scart. I see Matino's Burritos. We're back. I'm sorry about that, guys. So for a little bit of context about what might be happening, I'm using a service called Restream to stream, and so I'm streaming from my PC to. Wait, YouTube stream is down? Oh, come on. Are you serious? Oh, wow. Okay, according to Restream, Twitch and YouTube are down, but you guys can see me, so I don't think... Wait, let me try doing that. Okay, I think we're... Are we back? We might be back. Okay, so if anyone can hear me, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not, but if you can hear me, what's happening is that I'm using a service called Restream to broadcast to both Twitch and YouTube. And so I'm broadcasting to Restream, and Restream is rebroadcasting to those other services. And so Restream dropped my stream. We do see you. Hi, Black Mesa Research Facility. I saw one of your videos. I'm not sure if you have a different name on Discord, but you're working on an EZ2 add-on, right? I see YouTube chat on screen at least. Is Twitch chat on screen? Yeah, and I see YouTube chat as well. It's working now. Okay. That's good. Sorry about the scuff, guys. I haven't put any AI nodes into the map yet, but I just started here basically because I want to do that as I go, so that when I do have NPCs, they will know where to go. The NPCs are going to run right through this sawhorse thing because it shouldn't stop them. Lighting wise, I think a deck light on the floor would look cool in the basement. Ooh, a deck light. Let me check that out. I was thinking overhead lights because I don't want to illuminate the ceiling. What's wrong? What's wrong, Adelina? Like, is it working now? I'm nervous. Great mapping idea, bomb and mailbox. Maybe I can do that. Wait, I don't recognize this prop. I've never seen this prop before. That actually looks really useful. Wow, why haven't I ever used these? What? Ooh. Wow, okay. This is giving me ideas. Anyways, a deck light would look like this, which would be perfect for this kind of environment. I know you're reacting to bloody. Oh yeah, I don't really respond to messages that say that talk about pipe bombs and stuff like that. You know, I just feel like as a general rule, when somebody says that, it's just like I just don't I don't pay any heed to it. Easy After Hours looks really good. I really want to play that. So when you said using a deck light in the basement, you said on the floor. That could look really cool. I want to make sure that it doesn't illuminate the ceiling too much because the ceiling looks bad. Where would they put this deck light? It'd be like here? No. I mean, like angled? Because I probably want to illuminate just the path. So that could work. I mean, putting it here would make a lot of sense, but then that wouldn't get the light in the right direction. I think I'm going to save the idea of deck light on the floor for now, And I'm going to put the deck light... maybe like up here, pointed down. I feel like that's kind of basic, but I just want the light to illuminate this floor path. Yeah, that'll work. I haven't added any soundscapes in this map either. Maybe I should put in like some placeholder soundscapes, and then I can fill them in later. Oh, we ran out of music. Let's get some music going. I'm thinking Entropy 02 soundtrack. I always go for mod soundtracks, not only because they're fitting, but because they're always copyright free and I can use them. And I've asked Spencer for permission to use the EZ2 tracks. I hope the Raising the Bar team doesn't mind that I use their soundtrack as well. I haven't actually asked yet, I don't think. This might kind of block the way in. I don't know. That doesn't look so good. Why are the lights on and off a different model? I don't know why it's different models and not different skins. It actually does make me kind of curious why they decided to do that. Huh. Kind of changing my mind about this idea of a light that goes like that. Thinking maybe I should just have an industrial light pointing down instead. Not sure. We'll go with this for now. Well, what placeholder soundscapes are there to try? I was thinking of just writing the names in, and then I can actually make the soundscape later. So like I would put in a soundscape here. And I could say like soundscape will be HH6 cold snap dot basement. Oops. Yeah, that should be good. Light pointing down could be fun if you simulate some shaking to make a light swing around the basement. I'm not sure if I want to use a projected texture here. I'm going to be really cautious about projected textures. It's a good idea, but I want to have a projected texture probably when you find the spooky scene. I think that would be the best place for it. So I want to kind of point that light down at the room. I want to minimize the light that's pointed up. That might be too sharp of an angle. Yeah, something like that. And for the color of the light, I'll probably borrow this color. I don't want it to be pure white light. I want it to be more of like a bluish color. Projected texture lights look so good. But you can use, I believe, a maximum of 4 of them at a time. Let me turn on the lighting preview. The lighting preview always looks dimmer than the light. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. It always looks very dim compared with how it will actually look in-game. So this is going to be like... Oh, that's so bright. Okay. This is going to look like maybe... In-game, if I put it to 100 in the lighting preview, yeah, in-game it would look more like that. Which, I'm pretty happy with that. I always turn shadows off on things, but I want to make sure shadows are on here. Yeah. I want that to be 100. It's looking pretty good. Entropy 0 After Hours is actually my first experience mapping. I find that hard to believe, actually. It looks very good for first-time mapping. Unless you mean it's the first time publishing a map. But you should be really happy with how it looks so far. The Easy community have been so helpful and supportive, I honestly would be completely lost without them. Aw, I'm so happy to hear that. You know, that's what it's all about, really. It's like, you know, sharing our creativity with other people and helping each other. Got about 4 maps already as of now. That's a lot. I would like to stream Easy After Hours when it comes out. I know that might be a long time from now, but whenever it does, I'd love to play that on stream. This is probably going to be the spooky room over here. Guys, you know how I talked about a freezer earlier? It's Freeze 2. Why did, like, it writes itself. Why didn't we think of that? That didn't even occur to me. We need to make the freezer now. I'm not joking, it's literally my first time. That's really impressive. Your maps look way too good for... I wish I had my first map to pull up to show you guys. But I remember opening Hammer in 2008 and making a little map, and it was not good. What would the freezer look like? We probably want like a metal texture for this wall. I suppose it makes sense that they would have an industrial freezer because even though like upstairs it's like a pretty normal house, right? This is clearly inspired by the house from House of Chaos because that's kind of where I got the whole map idea from. But I was thinking when I was building this house, it's like a pretty big house. It's right next to this church because I wanted to have a graveyard because it's supposed to be spooky. So I figured maybe this house is like a house where a lot of people would stay. Like maybe it's owned by this church. I also, like, I don't know anything about, like, the way that towns would be laid out in the country that Half-Life 2 takes place in. So I feel like I'm mapping out of ignorance here. Like, this doesn't seem like necessarily a very realistic idea, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be too realistic. But I'm thinking this was probably a house that was not, like, a residence, but rather it was, like, a place where a lot of different people lived. Like, I'm gonna set, like, multiple beds in here, like a, what do you call it? Like a hostel? And anyways, all I'm saying is it might make sense for them to have an industrial-sized freezer if this is not like a private residence, but rather it's like a building that's shared for lots of people. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. I just need to find the right textures for this. This is a good door texture for it. Like a dorm. Yeah, exactly. It could be this texture. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, that works. We're going with that. Yeah. I feel like this clashes here, where there's the concrete wall and the metal wall and the plaster wall. There's like too many different types of materials next to each other. But I think it kind of works. I actually think this door frame... I want to take part of a door... Could also use this one. To me, this looks too, like, aperture. Nah, we're going with this. I'm taking way too long, guys. We're never gonna finish this map. Maybe this texture? Did you hear about Tony Todd? Yeah, I was really sorry to hear that. I actually saw Tony Todd give a talk at an anime convention. How many years ago was that? I think it was in 2019 that I went there, because I remember thinking it was so strange when Half-Life Alyx was announced and he was in the trailer, because I really wanted to ask him about Half-Life, and I was kind of too nervous because I could tell nobody else there cared about like that was not the role. They were all talking about his movies, of course. That's what he's most known for. So I instead asked him, like, what was your experience working in video games? And what he told me was, well, you know, at the panel, what he said was, he talked about the first game he did being Call of Duty, right? I think was he in Modern Warfare 3 or like Black Ops, the original Black Ops, something like that. And that was really weird to me, because I was like, wait, but he was the Vortigaunt in Half-Life 2 Episode 2. But he didn't seem to remember that. So I thought that was interesting. And then the same year, he had done the voiceover for Alyx. So I don't know. Just thought that was interesting. Sorry, that was a big tangent, but I'm sorry to hear the news. It seems like we've lost so many actors who were involved with the games. I guess that comes with how old they are now. You'd have to match it with an industrial kitchen and mess hall. Maybe that's what I should have done with this building. This is kind of weird because it is like a residence, basically, but I'm going to keep going with the direction that I'm going for it. He was 69? I thought he was older than that, to be honest. Gotta be careful about texture lock and texture scaling lock. That looks pretty good. Look at how spooky this is gonna look with the lighting. Yeah. I mean, brighten it a little bit because the lighting preview doesn't make it bright enough. Yeah, it looks something like this. I'm not sure about the door though. I'll probably need to make it a prop door for rotation. You really had to ask about Half-Life. Well, I mean, I didn't directly. I just asked about what it was like working in video games as opposed to film. Is there a good metal door? That doesn't look quite right. It's a prison door. That one could work. Although I don't think about that as being this kind of door. I don't know. We'll go with it. Music might be a little too loud, sorry. We were going for very ambient music before, and now we have action music. Is it better now? Something doesn't feel quite right. Oh well. Yeah, that works. Doom is fun. We don't want to hear any of our thoughts. Yeah, I feel like the Doom soundtrack might be a bit too much for mapping. You know what I mean? It's like it's too high octane. Yeah, this works. Does he do song requests? I never do on my streams. I've never done song requests. I mean, most music you can't like play on your streams because it's copyrighted. So I don't do song requests. I like the brush door. I kind of liked it too. I want to have it openable though. I do think I need different hardware on this because it's a freezer door. Like this would probably be a push bar. Does not feel right for it, but yeah, I guess it'll be a push bar door. Maybe it could be like slightly ajar. That doesn't preview in Hammer, I don't think. But yeah, I think you could have it slightly open. It'd be kind of spooky. I get copyright and muted sections even from standard Half-Life 2. Really? Disputing it would be a hassle. Yeah, I've noticed that MapLab streams give me copyright notices on the copyright-free music that they use in MapLabs. However, it doesn't actually take down my videos. It just says, you use this song, which is fine, but it always makes me a little nervous to see that. Can't you make it a brush rotate door? I tend not to use those. I could use that. But I like having the hardware just for consistency, so you can tell that it's like an openable door as opposed to an unopenable door. But yeah, I could do that here. I'm not sure. We'll see how it looks in game first. So this is going to be the spooky part. What should this look like? Probably we want to use those shelves. Now, will there be enough space for 2 shelving units? Probably not. No, there is not. Man. This is why I probably should have just made it out of brushes. I think it's a bug that's around beginning or ending. It just mutes a chunk of the highlight, but the initial broadcast sometimes is fine. The copyright system is very annoying. So if I'm planning to keep a stream, I don't do song requests. Yeah, that's a good idea. We want lots of these. That looks way too even. Be all. This one up here, like this one will go like up here. Do we have those frozen models like in Half-Life 1, the meat slabs? That's what I was wondering. Sorry guys, this part of the stream is gonna get kind of gross. I was thinking Left 4 Dead has dead animals, but they're not like preserved, right? It's got like the zombified cows and stuff like that. Quick Hammer question: how do you do physics simulations? So this is Hammer++. I've only started using Hammer++ this year. For a long time, I just avoided it for a couple reasons. One is that it doesn't support manifests, and we use manifests in Entropy 02. So that was very frustrating to have a feature of the software just taken out. But Hammer++ has a lot of great features, like the physics simulation. I use the physics simulation constantly now. I used to just have to either eyeball it or kind of like zoom in and try to make sure that the things were aligned, or sometimes I would just float things and let them drop in-game. So when you start one of my maps, you'll hear at the very beginning a bunch of stuff falling because I just floated everything and let it fall. Yeah, the physics simulation tool is great. As well as the lighting preview. That's another Hammer++ feature. For a while, I used Slam and Hammer, and that was the standard for Entropy 02. At least for me, I should say. Let's see, what else would go in here? Like, I think we need... Okay, so probably we need like these beams, and then we'll suspend the hooks from the beams. Author has an unreasonable hate towards manifest. It's really not... I agree, it's completely unreasonable. Like, I can understand if... I mean... No, I can't understand, to be honest. Like, it could have been implemented better, for sure. Like, manifests are not very user-friendly. But if you are using them, they can be a great help for your project. Perhaps just not a priority. Yeah, I can understand that, but the problem is for maps that use manifest, it makes the tool unusable. So it's like, I don't know, it just frustrates me a little bit. So like for new maps, I tend to use Hammer++, but then for some older ones, I might not always be able to. Oh, that looks good. I should make all of these beams Funk Detail if I haven't already. I don't think I did that. Yeah, it's Funk Detail. I assume it wouldn't be too hard to just have the ancient manifest with a warning. I don't know like what the code looks like, so I don't know if perhaps like the functions that are used for manifests are also used by some other feature that they had to change, and maybe that's why. Like there could be some very good reasons why they had to cut manifests. I don't want to presume to know, but as an end user, you know, I don't have visibility to that code, so I can only speculate like what happened there. I'm gonna put a lot of those hooks in. How do these hooks connect? I didn't really think too hard about that. Probably should have. Maybe I can pretend that these beams have like a rail that it would attach to. I'm actually not very good with physics entities. I don't use them too much in my maps. What kind of constraint would I use for this? I think I want like a world constraint, right? Hi, Boom Donuts. Welcome. Pipes underneath the dorm. Yeah, pipes are good. So what was going to be the freeze in the map? So here's what I'm going to do. I haven't done it yet, but this whole outside area, you're gonna enter the map on this train, right? So you start on the train, you enter the town. It's like fall. It's not cold. It's not freezing, right? There's no snow on the ground or anything. But there's going to be an event in the map that happens, and then after that event happens, it's going to be like basically like that. Like that's obviously not exactly like that. Look at how bad that looks. Oh goodness. Okay, but that's the basic gist is there's gonna be like a blizzard that comes in. My name for the map is Cold Snap. How do we do constraints? I think because I want basically like a is this a pulley constraint or a ragdoll constraint? Let me Valve developer wiki. Oh, we want a ball socket. That's what we want. I haven't used one of those in a while. I was curious, so I tried looking if they ever mentioned what was going on with Manifest and Hammer++. There's zero mention of anything outside of the Valve Dev Wiki saying it's not supported. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing on Hammer++'s website. I'm gonna have the stream on the background while I work. I like doing that. That's how I watch most streams. But happy to be here in the background. Is there an entity that changes textures? I think there is. So I have a few different ideas of how I will do the weather change, and it will really depend on if I run into any technical problems with it. The simplest way to do the weather change is to actually have two maps. So this will be Cold Snap 01, and I'll make Cold Snap 00, and so it'll actually be a map transition. The problem with that is that only physics props within the transition volume will get moved, so stuff inside the house might not transition over to the new level. Maybe stuff will get duplicated or stuff will get moved. So I might have to like basically have all the positions of all the physics props reset when you do the map transition. So that's the simplest way to do it. That's not how I think I'm going to do it. Another way that I could do it is to have make this whole map basically an instance, and have two of those instances in the map. So there'll be like one entire copy of the map here and one entire copy of the map here. And then when the thing happens, it's going to teleport you to the other instance. And that's what I did in Entropy Zero Two in Chapter 2, Map 4, where the lights change. That actually teleports you to a different copy of the map. So I would probably use the exact same system from Entropy Zero Two, Chapter 2, Map 4. Oh, I didn't name that yet. No one would use Source Hammer for gold source stuff nowadays. Yeah, I think that's probably fair that they removed that. I mean, I'm sure for people who use those features, it would be the same kind of frustration, but I've never... I think I've opened a gold source map in Hammer mostly just so I could look at it. I don't think I've ever actually really used that. So I'm going to make this an instance so I don't have to make a whole bunch of different names. I'm going to run this stream until 5 p.m. And no matter how far we get or how far we don't get, that'll be where I wrap it up, I think. Just because I'm not feeling the greatest today. So I'm not sure. We didn't get very far so far. Sorry, I missed some chat messages. I was playing Easy 2 with the commentary add-on, and I read about you doing that. I forgot. Did I write commentary about that? I actually don't remember. We worked on the commentary so long ago that I'm like, I can't even remember what's in the commentary. Did I say that? Like, I probably did, but I'm glad that that commentary was released. That was a really good idea that Blixabon had, because we really wanted to do commentary, but we just kind of had to bail on it because we ran out of time. Like, we were working on other things is the problem. Like, we were focused on the expansions and stuff like that, and we're not gonna finish the commentary. So he decided that we should release it as it is, and I think that was a really good idea. Yeah, this is spooky. It would be like the opposite of the chair swing. I think I missed a message. Sorry. What if the end is you hanging and the camera moves to indicate that you're hanging? That's a really good idea. Like, attach a camera to one of these things. I kind of like that, because that would also be a bad ending. I don't really like to do bad endings anymore, because I've done those in maps before, and they always feel a little bit unsatisfying. But I feel like that could be really spooky, especially with the perspective and with the setup of it. I don't know. We'll think about it. There's two other. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with chat, but I'm the chat has gone pretty fast. There's two other things that it doesn't support according to the wiki. No tool texture. So if stuff that is flagged with it to prevent it from appearing in the texture browser will still appear. Oh, I didn't even know about that, to be honest. The other thing it doesn't support is Hammer's old, really mediocre. I read that one already. Nil says you should have taken today's stream off. What kind of nut job told you you should do it anyways? No, I think it's good that I streamed today. It's been a really scuffed stream, but I think it's good to keep up with it. I think it's helping me feel better. Understandable, prioritize your well-being always. Yeah, appreciate it. No, I think it's been good today. I just don't want it to be too long of a stream. Vizzies says, hello Vizzies. Gotta say, I love having your streams on while doing something, currently mapping. I'm glad to hear that. Are you going to voice your commentaries when it's done? No. I hate to say it, but I don't see us returning to the commentaries. That was why we released them unfinished, is just because we moved on to other projects and it didn't look like they were going to be done. So it is very unfortunate, but that's the way a lot of these things go, and I kind of just have to keep moving forward with the new things that we're working on. But it would be cool to get those voiceovers for the commentary. Is Scar Zero still in development? That's a very similar question. It's something where I kind of stopped working on it. I would like to return to it, but I kind of moved on to other projects and just stopped working on it. And so I hope someday I can get back to it, but I currently don't have any plans to. My hope is in November after this challenge. So this mapping challenge is going to wrap up soon. The 14th is the last day for bonus entries. And then we're going to do judging after it comes out. So hopefully it'll come out like end of November and we do judging. While that's going on, I want to shift gears and work on Axon Pariah some more, because we kind of had to put a pause on that while Breadman was working on Bat Blast and while I was working on Map Labs. So I want to work on Axon Pariah, and I also want to work on Entropy Zero VR. That's something I had to put down for a while that I feel kind of bad about. I really wanted to finish that, and it just sort of fell off for a while. So I'm hoping to get back into Entropy Zero VR. It'd be really cool to work on a VR game. I mean, I know it's not really my code. I can't take any credit for that, but VR is one of my passions right now, so it'd be really cool to combine that with Source Engine. You playing Aliens Dark Descent still? How's it holding up so far? I'm very close to the end of Dark Descent, and I love it. I've been really enjoying that game. I'm probably going to play some more today, to be honest. I should be working on this challenge so I can finish it, but instead I think I'm going to be playing some Dark Descent because I've really been enjoying the story and the characters. And I'm looking forward to the Aliens VR game, too. Too many exciting projects, exactly. There's always so many things to do. Like, I'm doing so many projects, but, like, yesterday I was at a party, and the place where I went, the host had built a speakeasy, in their house. Like, they built an entire bar. Like, they made all the furniture, they like redid all of the walls, they redid the wiring, the plumbing. It just kind of made me think, I'm like, wow, I can barely even make a house in a video game. People are out there building like actual physical things. I need to learn more skills. Watching the Scar Zero streams was very fun. I'm really glad to hear that. I really think I should bring them back. Maybe after this Map Labs is done and I do the judging streams, maybe then if I've made more progress in Easy VR, we can kind of shift gears back into Scar Zero. I think it would be fun. Is there a public way to access those reference maps like the Hook one you just opened? So this Hook map that I just opened is an instance that I just made a second ago. So I made it as an instance so that I could use prefixing to name all the hooks, because I just didn't want to copy and paste it and have to rename it each time. I think you can also, you could make it a prefab and you can use like, I think it's %I or something, but I just often use instances now because I like instances. Wait, that doesn't. So this is where I'm going to use that projected texture light. About... Yeah, that looks right. Instances are really useful. Sorry guys, this is kind of gross. But this is gonna be, I think his name is Simon. I just grabbed that name from Soma. I was thinking the characters would be Simon and Catherine. Maybe I'll call her Kate. But I might actually call the other character Jane based on another map that I did. I don't know. Ending-wise, maybe you can free yourself and live with 2 HP. Ooh, I like that. So it's like Dead by Daylight. I actually really like that idea. No promises, but it's a good idea. This is Simon. Hi, Simon. Spoilers, by the way. Simon and this hook prop. I should call this hook prop. This will be button mash to swing. Each swing removes X amount of HP until you free yourself. So I can already say that I'm not gonna go ahead with that idea because there's only like 4 days to finish the map. But that's the only reason. Like, I do like the idea, and if I had more of a entire challenge period to work on it, I do think that would be a really good like mechanic. Yeah, as it stands, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this bonus map. Like, there's just way too much stuff to do. We spent about 2 hours today, and I only got done with this basement room. I mean, I can simplify by blocking off most of the basement, but even then, we only finished the basement. That's 2 hours. Like, extrapolating those 2 hours out, there's no way I'd have time to finish. Even, like, with most of these, I'm figuring, like, you can't go in this building. You'll only be able to walk around it. And, like, you can't go in this building. But even still, I'm so used to the blood decals in Half-Life that they don't even really faze me anymore. I just feel like I've seen them too many times. It doesn't even really feel like blood. It's just like, oh, there, they spilled red paint. I think custom blood decals would go a long way for making a map feel like a lot scarier, just because you get too familiar with the same assets over and over again. That's way too small. That's, maybe I'll rotate it around the other way. That sort of thing. I don't know. Make blood decals into bottles and you could add specularity. Specularity on blood would be kind of interesting. There's just no meat chunks or gibs. Actually, I mean, so the only gibs we have are like some bones. That's a good point. I definitely think there should be like a key item that you need out of this freezer. I don't know why there'd be like a car battery in a freezer. I'll think about that. Let's see. That's not even lined up remotely right. It doesn't look like that would... Okay. It's good enough. A code for a radio frequency. Oh, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Do you have, like, tarps or something you could have an arm sticking out from under with a key clutched to the fist? That's also... Really, you guys are having really good ideas today. So there are a lot of tarp models like that in Left 4 Dead. If I mined some assets from Left 4 Dead. Half-Life 2 is pretty light on that kind of asset. But I want to use more Left 4 Dead props in Half-Life 2 maps. I feel like it's kind of a lot of untapped potential there. The song slaps. Yeah, Spencer's soundtrack is just amazing. I know I use it in like every single one of my streams, but it's just so good. Even after all these years, it never gets old to me. You should have a mapping signature hidden somewhere, like one up to be written in bullet decals. I've never done that before. I think my mapping signature is that the map looks terrible. That's how you know that a map is made by me. But no, that's actually a good idea. It would be cool if I made like some graffiti or something. I do have a signature for Halloween maps, actually. I always... Well, other people have used it too, but I always have a vending machine with pumpkin-flavored soda somewhere in the Halloween map. That's not true for all my maps, but for most of them. I just think that idea is funny. I came up with that for a mapping challenge in 2016, and it just really tickles me because why would anyone make a pumpkin flavored soda? Like, it just sounds disgusting. You had that 1UP license plate. Oh, that's a good point, actually. And I really like that. That wasn't actually my idea to do that. I would never like suggest that on my own. It was something that somebody else put in for me, which is really nice. Actually, I really appreciate it. Bacon flavors. Yeah, exactly. Left 4 Dead car models are more American, good for map set in the US. Yeah, I agree. That was kind of the thought with Easy 2. I mean, Easy 2 isn't set in the US, but we wanted to use more of that style of car rather than the kind that you would see in Half-Life 2. Texture. Is there like a projected texture preview in Hammer++? I don't think there is. I think it would be very cool. I want this to be kind of more spotlight, I think. I don't know. I'll give that the blue color. I try to pick light colors based on color theory. So like the upstairs lights are more warm because it's going to be more inviting. And then I put the red light here. I don't know why anyone would have a red light down here, but I thought it would look spooky, so I put it there. Because red light means danger. Now that you mention it, where is Easy 2 set? Just some unnamed location in the Arctic? That's exactly right. We don't have a set location for it. We had a few different ideas about where it might be, and some of which are reflected in the game and some aren't. But we don't have like a set location. We know that it's in the Arctic Circle, which doesn't really narrow it down. It's not in Canada, I don't think. We wouldn't have thought it was, but... probably, I mean, I'm thinking like Greenland or Svalbard, like an island. Um, you could say it's like a fictional island somewhere in the Arctic. But we, at one point in time, I remember that we thought it was more like in like a Nordic country. I don't know when that changed or why that changed, to be honest. It still could be the case. What am I doing? I keep getting so distracted today. You can tell that I'm having trouble staying on task because I set up this board for all these tasks to do, and I started on this one, and that's just the only task we've been doing this whole stream. It's okay to have off days some days, you know, like not every day can be a win. I'm glad that I decided to stream because it's been really great chatting with you guys, and I think I should do this more often. I've been really enjoying it. Can also hand wave and say that climate could have changed a bit between Half-Life 1 and 2. Yeah, and that might be true for the Arctic in like the Half-Life 2 beta concepts. I shouldn't, you know, like the pre-release concepts. Why is everything... Oh, that's very bright. Okay. I don't think projected textures work with lighting preview. That's okay. I think I'm actually going to put a red light in there. Like, the red light will illuminate the rest of the room, but the spotlight will kind of just cast a shadow. Put the red light, like, right there. I've been enjoying it as well. Not much content like this on YouTube. I'm really surprised. You know, like, why don't more mappers in, like, the Map Labs community do streams like this? It seems like it would be a pretty good format. I'd like to see, like, Beef Bacon make their maps. I think Beef Bacon entered in Freeze 2, so I'm looking forward to that. This is going to be a very dim red light. Well, let me triple it, and then lighting preview. Yeah, so it'll look like that, but then it'll have the bright white light shining this way. I think that'll be pretty spooky. Red and a bluish freezer reminds me of The Thing. The reddish flares would add a dark, spooky freezer as a nice aesthetic. You know what I need in the freezer? I need some snow. I haven't even added the snow outside yet, but like frost would be good. Maybe let's get some snow. EZ2 After Hours is going to be set in the actual Aperture facility in Michigan. The first map will be the parking lot at the end of Portal, infiltrating the facility before being stopped by security AI. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be an awesome setting. Looks a bit romantic, but in a good way. I don't know about romantic if it's a freezer with a dead body. But no, I know what you mean. Let's see here. Yeah, something like that. That looks cool. Maybe like one right there. Yeah. So it's like coming through the under the door a little bit. I wonder, how do I set like order, render order? Yeah, like this. Value could be. Oh wait, no, that's 0. I think it only works for overlays. Yeah, it only works for overlays. So let's make that an overlay other than a decal. This will be a lower render order. What if we kissed in the murder freezer? Kissed under the mistletoe hanging hooks. Beef Bacon always makes peak maps. I really like the one he made in Halloween Horror 5. I never played Halloween Horror 5. We stopped at Halloween Horror 4. I still need to stream that one. Guys, should I change the entire premise of this map and skip the cold stuff outside and just focus on the freezer instead? I mean, I could. I don't think I want to, but like I could. It's a possibility. We're getting pretty close to the cutoff point here, so I think what I want to do is I want to seal off this part of the basement. I want to get ready to compile the map, and then we'll walk through it and talk about it, and then I will wrap up the stream. Entire map set in the freezer. I think the train arrival and start is great. I'm glad you think so. I kind of had it in mind that maybe maybe the main character in this map is... We do like an industrial washer and dryer. Yeah, I think that would work. I had this idea that the character in this map is actually the same character from Distress Signal, and this is set earlier in the timeline. I don't know about that, but it would be cool to have like a recurring character. Over in the Discord, we were just calling them either John Distress or Jane Distress, depending on what their gender ends up being. Bloody freezer dating simulator. If you mean skip the... I think you need a solid angle with the freezer, so if you need to scope down, you can eliminate the outside, maybe keep it as a skybox we explore upstairs. Oh, that's a good idea. So the entire thing takes place in the house. I kind of like that idea. Do I have a dryer? We need like a big dryer, like a industrial kind of... Why does this look like something out of Silent Hill? Like, this dryer is horrifying. That's the only horror we need in the map is just the tetanus on the rust on this dryer. Why does it look like that? I need to remember this prop so I can use it for things other than a dryer. Like, imagine if you were making a map that's set in a setting like Iron Lung, where it's like a rusty, like corroded old metal ship or something. You could use this as like a porthole. This big industrial washing machine is actually what Breadman used for the bootstrap device in Entropy 02. So literally the MacGuffin from Half-Life 2 Episode 3, like the thing that the Resistance and the Combine are looking for, you know, the ultimate like super weapon at the end of the Half-Life series, in Breadman's version is a washing machine. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah. Just brushing off of that will give you all kinds of diseases. Wait. I think I just need this. And then I will just extend this. Oh, I left texture scaling lock on. Oops, that looks disgusting. Yeah, I love these textures. I can't explain why I like these textures so much. I used them in Halloween Horror, or not Halloween Horror, Fractured Space, and I just wanted to use them after that. Yeah, so what I like about this is there's more basement that we're not going to get to explore. That way I don't have to detail it, but, you know, it feels like there's more going on here than just what we see. When you want to wash your clothes with two different factions, think your washing machine is a super weapon. That's the real plot of Entropy Zero 2. Wait, what? Why is it? Oh, okay. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that works. That feels misaligned, even though it is aligned. Why is that? There's like a seam there that's part of the texture. Yeah, this works. I can work with this. Maybe, okay, maybe I can do like this kind of light, but on the floor. That's gonna be a tripping hazard. No, don't do that. Yeah, it's gonna be on the ceiling. I should really have someone in chat who like builds houses who can tell me how many different things are going wrong here. It's awfully close to the door. I feel like that's going to get annoying. Maybe I should move that away a little bit. A lot of times I put lights like not where the light source is, and you don't really notice in game. People say that you would notice, but you don't notice unless you're like looking for it. There's so many times in Half-Life 2 where there's just no light sources at all. No contractors in chat. Yeah, exactly. No one can tell me how wrong this is. I wish I knew more things, just in general, you know? Like, I'm not very handy. I don't really know anything about, like, how structures are set up. I think that'll work. I haven't set up all of the nodes. In this house. Unrelated, but I imagine the crew of the Borealis being stuck in limbo between time and space, like how Epistle 3 mentioned. Yeah, that's something we didn't really get to explore much in EZ2. Because it's a little bit confusing in Epistle 3. Like, it's mentioned that the crew is stuck in limbo in Epistle 3, but there's no actual mentions of any people from the crew ever. So we don't really know, like what happened to them, you know? There's no lights in most of these rooms. That's okay. Oh, and I haven't cut this door yet. I'll skip the nodes for now. I did want to see how NPCs would navigate through this house, but I can do that later. Okay, so we're going to compile this. Looking to see if there's anyone to raid. My friend who was streaming earlier has stopped streaming, so I don't know if I'm gonna have a raid or not. Bad Cop was maybe for an indeterminate amount of time also stuck in limbo until G-Man decided to teleport him away. Huh. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Let me just stop the soundtrack. I like to think that Odell from the Half-Life 2 beta was on that ship and was the more successful brother of Odessa Cubbage. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I never thought about them being, like, related. But yeah, Odell is definitely on the Borealis. Half-Life fans are really eating this month because of Black Mesa Blue Shift, Zen Chapter, Project Borealis, Prologue, and Infinite Finality demos coming soon. I want to play some of those. I don't know if I'm going to stream the Project Borealis Prologue. If it's really short, I might play it off-stream, because I don't know when I'm going to have time to stream it. I think I should stream all of Black Mesa Blue Shift, because I actually haven't played any of it, as embarrassing as it is to say. Why is... Oh, wait, nope. Sorry, I made a mistake. Let me go back. Go back. For now, I'm going to put that there. I've been putting off touching Black Mesa Blue Shift. Want to experience all the chapters naturally. That's a good point. I'd probably play it as it comes, just because the development time for mods like that is so long. You know, it's like I don't want to wait years and years and years to play it. I'd rather experience what's been done now. Black Mesa Blue Shift is something I'd like to see. Oh, I do need to play FORCC, the Map Labs challenge, because that got requested by a few people. So I think that would be fun. And I think Danskart did an entry in that, right? So I should definitely play that. I want to play Halloween Horror 5, Halloween Horror 6 when it comes out, and I'm judging it. I'm a Half-Life fan waiting as part of the job description. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so here is what the map looks like so far. It's very boxy. I mean, look at the texture pattern on the grass there. It's not good. Oops, and I forgot to put a prop there to climb up. A lot of the background is really bad. I made this gate that I think looks alright. You know, it's decent. It's fine. Oh, there's like a gap here. I must have deleted a brush or something. That's embarrassing. This door can open. Oh, okay. Wait, so set default animation idle open. Animation open. Yeah, so this actually has like a mechanism to it. It's not just a brush. Yeah. It'll be cool. There's a lot of light bleed under this. Maybe it's because it's because this is all one surface. That's why. Half-Life 2 20th anniversary. I really hope they don't break mods. Here's the kitchen. Ooh, there's more light bleed. Interesting. I think it's because this surface has sunlight touching it on the other side. I bet I know how to fix that. Saw a vid for a way to keep repeating textures without looking repetitive. Was that as far as making the texture itself or in Hammer? Because I have a few ideas. I mean, I would usually rotate it a little bit, and I think the scale makes a big difference as well. I think default scale is probably good for this, but I think I just need more varied geometry. I need to paint some geometry on there, and then it wouldn't be so noticeable. Here's the dropship crash. Add some smoke coming from the crash dropship. That's a good idea. here's the washer and dryer room. I do notice once there's enemies, there's only one way in or out of this room. So I should probably add like some side rooms just so that you have if you could go in here and out there, and you could avoid them more easily. This room I think is pretty spooky. Oh, he fell. Man, I wonder why he fell. These things are working. Let me try fixing that real quick. Oh, that's why I changed the name. That's silly. Just making sure. And I should also turn off shadows on these. Should turn off shadows on everything in this room because the projected texture will handle the shadow. So disable shadows is referring to render texture shadows, not the or not what do you call it? Yeah, I think it's render texture shadows, not projected texture shadows. Let's try that again. Shotgun way louder than the rest of stream. I'm so sorry. It was so loud. Oh no, I should have checked the volume first. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, let's try this out. It's kind of hard to hear you when on low volume. Yeah, I think I actually need to increase the gain because it's pretty high in OBS. Let me just... Can you hear me better now? I don't want to turn that up too much because it could get bad. Okay, I'm going to fire the shotgun just to test if it's loud. So there might be a loud sound in 3, 2, 1. That was pretty loud. That was, if that was after I turned the volume down, it must have been extremely loud the first time. Yeah. Yeah, this is what it should look like. I feel like that's pretty effective. How do I prevent these from getting in your way, though? Maybe I should delete these two. I feel like that turned out pretty good. Definitely has the Thing vibes. That was a FNAF jump scare. So my thought would be that when the winter section starts, it's like you go up here, right? And you're trying to use this radio thing, but you get knocked out and you lose your guns. And so the enemy in the map is going to be Wait. XM 1014. There we go. Ooh, particle smoke in the freezer is a good idea. Adding stuff for the player, you mean like the scripting and stuff? So the enemy in this map is going to be a Combine soldier with that shotgun. Oh, he's not able to navigate. Did I not get nodes? Should have nodes there, right? Oh, yep, there are. Okay, tricked me. Should be nodes. Oh, I see. So there's no node outside yet. Forgot that. So I was thinking of maybe even having it scripted so that you get a 357, but he's gonna have lots of health. Set max health 1000. Set health 1000. So you'll shoot him and he won't die, but that will make him retreat, which is not scripted yet. But like if you shoot him, then he'd run away and go heal and come back. Have you thought about maybe a Combine Husk as an enemy with a shoddy? Yeah, I was actually thinking of using the Scar Zero model with the back of the helmet removed, and then making it a shotgun soldier so people don't think it's actually supposed to be Scar Zero because it's a different guy. Camper, yeah. That was my thought. I don't think it would be a Husk because he hasn't been disconnected from Overwatch yet. Like the crash was pretty recent. But I would want to show that the soldier is sort of like living in the environment, doing different things. Like I had this other idea that this building maybe would have like a kennel in it that they were keeping hound eyes in. Like maybe the rebels actually had some hound eyes that they were domesticating, but then the Combine soldier is going to let the hound eyes go, and so then there's hound eyes in the map chasing you. You got to worry about that. Like yeah, like that. That actually could be kind of spooky. Ooh. Sorry, now I'm just having fun. Can he navigate down the stairs, or is it too steep? Let's see. He should be able to fit. Maybe his hull is too wide. Yeah, I think his hull is too wide to fit here. Is there like a show hull? Can't remember if there's a command for that. Well, there's... That's not very helpful. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way to do that. Yeah, I think he's stuck. Maybe not. Can he fit in here? Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. Just making sure the NPCs can get through there. Yeah, that'll be cool. V-Collide wireframe. Yeah, actually, I think that's exactly what I want. Well, no, it's because it's the hull size, not the V-Collide size. But that's a good point. I should use that more often, to be honest. Yeah, but that's what we got through today. So not much progress. I don't think this map is going to be finished on time, but we'll see how far I can get with it. Yeah, we did one thing. We made this workshop room. And the laundry room. Yeah. But when you get off the train, keep that part. They won't shotgun to... Oh, my light turned on. When you get off the train, if you keep that part, they won't shotgun to the first thing they see. Some obstacles for game. I'm not sure what you mean exactly. Oh, sorry, I missed a bunch of messages. Maybe some... when you get off the train, if you keep that part, they won't. Yeah, I don't quite understand. I think I'm gonna wrap up stream pretty quickly here. But it's been a really good time mapping. I'd like to do more of these mapping streams. I really like chatting while I'm doing this, and I think it's a good format. So thank you to everybody who joined. It's been a good time. I think I needed this. And I'll plan the next stream soon. I think next weekend there probably won't be a stream, but I'm hoping later in November to do some more streams. Just so you don't beeline to the house. Yeah. Oh, like things to make you go to other houses first. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Fun stream. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you think so. I saw you in Valve modding community on the sidebar, so I figured I'd hop in and have something in the background. What's the context of what you're working on? So this is for a mapping challenge. This is going to be a bonus entry. I don't think it's actually going to be finished on time for the bonus period, but the idea was that we're making a map that's supposed to be about freezing, and it's going to be like a spooky Halloween map. It's a Map Labs mapping challenge, but we're actually wrapping up stream here. Thanks for stopping by, but it's probably going to wrap up in just the next minute or so. It's been fun. Have a good one. You too, Matino's Burritos. Thanks for stopping in. This was awesome. More, please. Oh, thanks. You've done a lot more like this. I appreciate that. I'm definitely going to try to plan more of these streams. Have a good night, Vizzies. Happy stream. Have a good night now. Well, I'm sure we'll talk more later. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good rest of your Saturday. And keep an eye on my Discord and my Twitter for an announcement of the next stream. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Did you have your own Discord where you announce streams? Yes, I should say before I wrap up. There's a Discord that is linked on my Twitch. You should be able to find it in the description. And that's just a Discord for me to post announcements, basically. We're not super active there yet, but that's usually where I talk about when the streams are going to be. Yeah, it'd be great if you could join, Nathan. Oh, and one more thing before I wrap up. Sorry, I'm always bad at outros. I think I'm going to raid into an acquaintance who's playing Buckshot Roulette. I think that's a cool little indie game, and so if you want to stick around, you can join in the raid and watch them play that game. Is it linked on YouTube as well? I don't know if it is. I don't think it is. I think it's only linked through Twitch. I could add it to my YouTube later. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Until next time, have a good one. Goodbye, everyone.